Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and also welcome to the series One Concept at a Time. Today we are discussing the topic loans and advances and other current assets. In the previous video we have discussed inventories. Now we are discussing loans and advances and other current assets. Because it's an exam oriented video, we are just I'm just trying to help you to remember things. I'm not explaining every single thing, okay? So what is loans and advances? Just a quick review. Loans and advances include loans and advances to related parties, security deposits, capital advances, amounts recoverable in cash or in kind or value to be received. Okay, you don't need to remember these words, these definition, but at least have some knowledge about these definition. Okay, but remember the examples, at least it will help you to write the answers. So rates, taxes and insurance paid in advance, or prepaid insurance, sorry. Yeah. So if the examiner asks you to write any of the audit procedure which is involved in other current assets or loans and advances, you can write any of the procedures, any of the 4 or 5 procedure from this table, the table which is displaying on your screen. It's not like mandatory that you need to learn this only, it's not like that. You can learn anything from this table, okay? And which is not much important, but still you need to glance it a single time, at least one time, okay, sorry. So in the loans and advances, which again the assertion, which is valuation, is most important. So you need to learn that. So how to remember what examiner asked in the examination, okay? Again, you need to learn those words so that you can write it in the exam. You can identify the question in the exam, okay? So loans and advances, obviously we are talking about loans and advances and other current assets and balances have been valued appropriately. So valued, that word valued, okay? Loans and advances and valued, if you find the word loans and advances and valued appropriately, you can write this answer, okay? So the first point is bit lengthy, that's why I'm skipping that point. Not like, it doesn't mean that you need to skip that point, but still you should have to write only 4 points. No, that's why I'm just skipping that point, okay? So the first point I am reading is second. Actually, I'm reading the second point, which is I'm reading in the first, okay? So the first one is obtain the aging report of loans and advances. Remember the word aging report, okay? Obtain the aging report of loans and advances. The first point is over. There are 2 points in a single point, okay? Just divide that because it will help you to remember things and it will help you to write the specific answers, okay? So, and also obtain the list of loans and advances under litigation, okay? And also with the aging report, and also obtain the list of loans and advances which is under litigation and compare it with the previous year, okay? Those loans and advances is under the litigation, which you need to do is, what you need to do is, you have to compare it with the previous year, okay? The first one is obtain the aging report of loans and advances. Aging report, keyword, okay? Obtain the aging report of loans and advances. And the second one is obtain those loans and advances which is under litigation and compare it with the previous year, okay? 2 points are done, okay? And the second one is, third one is scrutinize the analysis and identify those loans and advances that appear doubtful. The keyword is doubtful, okay? Scrutinize, you need to scrutinize the analysis and identify those loans and advances which are doubtful. Third point is over. And the fourth one is assess bad loans or advances and write-offs, okay? Assess bad loans and advances, write-offs, okay? Prepare schedule for movement of bad loans, okay? Schedule for movement of bad loans. First one is obtain aging report. The second one is obtain the list of loans and advances which is under litigation. And the third one is scrutinize and identify those loans and advances which are doubtful. And the fourth one is assess bad loans and advances, write-offs, prepare schedule for movement of those bad loans and advances, okay? And the last one, which is helpful, which you can remember easily, which is AS11. AS11, okay. So which is check that restatement of foreign currency loans and advances. Check that the restatement of foreign loans and currency advances as per AS11. That's it. You already know the 5 points. No, you do not need to read that first point, because if it is difficult you do not need to read that point. Okay, so yeah, this is done. It's one of the important one. You need to mark it as important. Okay, and the second one is important is this notes. There is a notes in your study material, 5.84 page number. Okay, so that notes, the examiner is going to ask a specific question from here. Okay, to be disclosed as additional regularity information. Additional regularity information, most important. You need to mark it as important. Additional regularity information, for example, what they are going to ask in the exam. Okay, read this sentence. The same sentence will appear in the exams. Okay, appear in the question, so read it carefully. Following other disclosures shall be made where loans and advances in the nature of loans are granted to promoters, directors, key managerial personnel and related parties. Okay, these four people, you need to remember their names. If they are asked about these particular persons, you need to prepare this table. Okay, so before preparing the table, you need to write 2 points, which is A, repayable on demand. Learn the point, by heart the point. Okay, and also B is without specifying any terms or period of repayment. Without specifying any terms or period of repayment. Without specifying any terms or period of repayment. Okay, and after that what you need to do is like learn this table. Okay, this table is very important. The first one is type of borrower and amount of loan or advances in the nature of loan outstanding. Amount of loans or advances in the nature of outstanding, percentage to the total loans and advances in the nature of loans. Okay, so you need to learn those headings, and you should have to make the columns. They'll give you some of the numbers. Okay, in the question you need to um, ascertain those numbers. Okay, if you really want the question related to this concept, please comment below, because I'll share that question in the community post, so it will be helpful for you guys, because it has asked in some model question paper or mock test paper. I don't remember that, but I'll attach that in the community post. So if you really want that question, please do comment. Okay, so yeah, that's it. So the chapter is very simple. You need to learn where you should have to concentrate. Okay, the chapter is really simple. So yeah, that's it. Bye bye.